Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Highruler, and today we're going to be looking at all the costumes that were shown at the dev stream today, going over them, giving our thoughts on them, and comparing them to the comic book sources to see, what kind of changes were made and if those changes were for the better or for the worse. And now we're going to start off, guys, with obviously the first one, the classic, the iconic Spider-Man look. Now, this one, guys, if you remember, is from the raid image on the roadmap there, and there was a lot of people when the iconic one came out and said, wait a second, that's not what we were shown there on the roadmap. Did something change? Did something happen? Well, no, this is just the one that obviously was shown there but wasn't shown because it's not the iconic, right? So this is the classic one, guys, and to me, this is classic, iconic looking Spider-Man, right? So they can call their iconic one and the iconic look, but to me, this is the iconic look for Spider-Man, right? And they nailed it, right? From the design, from the logo, from the patterns, like it's all very Spider-Man to me. And to me, this is probably my favorite one that was shown today, right? Now, the biggest difference that I noticed, I'm sure for you Spider-Man fans who are very keen on your costumes notice this as well, is that the spider is very different from some of the comic book renditions, right? So I have beside this picture here the Friends and Foes trade paperback cover from Nick Spencer. Now, as you can see here, pretty much the same costume one for one, except for the spider, right? So the spider on the costume has a different body shape, has different leg length, and some of the legs are oriented up, whereas this one on the Avengers one, there's only one that is oriented up, but it's also oriented out as well, right? Not the biggest issue, honestly, guys. Like, if you're starting to look at that, I mean, like, that's very nitpicky. I'm just kind of pointing it out for the video's sake, but to me, this is the classic looking Spider-Man. This is the iconic looking Spider-Man, and to me, Crystal Dynamics really nailed this. And one of the coolest things there about this costume in particular is when you zoom in on the eyes, it actually looks like lenses there within, obviously, kind of the part of the eye itself, right? So you zoom in and it definitely looks like lenses there. So I wonder if those are going to have any sort of factor whatsoever when it comes to emotes and expressions and what's going to go on there. But otherwise, guys, classic Spider-Man absolutely nailed it. You see the web shooters there on the wrist. I mean, unbelievable job here. So first and foremost, we had to start off with the best one in my opinion, which was classic Spider-Man. And unfortunately for you web wing guys, obviously the biggest takeaway is that there are no web wings on this suit. So unfortunately, no web wings, but maybe, in a future suit or maybe somewhere down the line, we'll get web wings somewhere for you guys. So that is it for the classic one, guys. Now let's move on to the next one, which is Spider-Man Mark 3. So obviously, guys, we're going to skip Mark 1 for now because Mark 3 has a little bit of a difference here compared to the comic book counterpart. Now, obviously, we're going to start at the head there. The mask is different. So in the comic book counterpart, as you see, guys, it is one colored piece all the way down, obviously with the eyes there, but otherwise there's no cracks, no nothing in the mask, and it looks very solid here. Now, in the Avengers one, in the Crystal Dynamics one, obviously, it's a little bit different here. They've opted to go with what they did on the chest piece as well. We'll get to the chest piece, but obviously breaking it up with the kind of, I guess, the fragmentation of the mask itself to kind of mimic what they were doing on the chest a little bit. I kind of like it. It's a neat little design there. And obviously, I think what it does is actually enhances the mask itself. Instead of going for the one solid piece, you kind of break it up and give that cool layered effect that I really like. So other than that, guys, that is the mask. Moving down to the shoulders, you can see the shoulders are a little bit different there. Obviously, on the comic book side of it, it is a silver or gray piece that has the red kind of outline to it. Obviously, it looks like they're bolted on as well. Whatever. I mean, like, they went for kind of the more black look. Now, the only thing I don't know if I like about this is going to be very nitpicky. I understand this video is going to be very nitpicky, guys, is obviously like the suction cups there on the shoulders. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, otherwise, the suit itself looks good. I mean, if I'm looking at the shoulders going, like, have I really got lost in the sauce there? More than likely, right? So as we move down to the chest piece, obviously the chest piece is obviously doing what the mask did. You break it up and you kind of do the effect there of the spider. I think it looks dope. I think the chest piece is probably the best part of this suit. Not going to lie to you guys. So for me, this is actually pretty much a close second when it comes to the iconic classic suit, right? So for me, guys, this one, Mark III, is very good. I like it. I think it's dope looking, and that's why I decided to do this one second. All right, now let's talk about Mark 1, because Mark 1's an interesting one. When I was looking around, different places on the internet trying to find a good comparison picture, it seems like everyone has their own take on the Mark 1 armor here, right? It doesn't seem like there's one consistent design theory when it comes to this armor, other than it's silver. Like, it's silver, and in some cases it's, it can, cast a reflection, right? Or you can kind of see your reflection on the armor, right? So for me, guys, it was very hard to look at something, and whether it was comic books or cartoons or wherever, and be like, okay, this is the difference here, here, here. It just seems like basically for this one, it's like, can you nail kind of the concept of it, right? And which I think Crystal Dynamics did, right? So honestly, it's not my favorite one. I think Mark III does a lot of things better than this one does in particular. But I know there's some people who really, really, really like Mark I because of the colors and the color scheme and how reflective it is. And it's cool. I mean, if you like Mark I definitely think this will be a faithful kind of adaptation of it. And I really think people will like it a lot. So there you go, guys. That is Mark I for Spider-Man. Next one is obviously more casual, right? For anyone who likes those casual costumes that are in Avengers right now, this one is more along the lines of that. So this one is going to be just kind of Peter Parker wearing the mask. And if anyone was around or caught this, Nikki E on Reddit the other day kind of teased this costume was coming, and now we get to see it. So for me, guys, I don't really like the more casual outfits. I don't really enjoy them, but I think if you do, this one is very good. Now, obviously, keeping within the lore of Spider-Man protecting his secret identity, so you don't get to see his face, but I think otherwise, I think this suit is dope. So you're getting the sweater vest, you're getting the collared shirt with the tie, you're getting the camera kind of wrapped around him, the jeans, the shoes. I mean, and then you get the web shooter, which is attached to the wristbands there. I mean, like, they really nailed this outfit. So even though it's probably not one I would pick up and wear all the time, I'm looking at this and going, is this one that I might wear? And to me, guys, I really do think this one might make it into the rotation at some points, depending on the rest of the suits that we get. But with that being said, I'm looking at this suit and I'm going, all right, like, not too bad, right? Not too bad. So there you go. A more casual outfit there for the people who enjoy those casual style costumes for the Avengers. All right, guys, now we're looking at Spider-Man Noir. Now, this one, guys, is one of the coolest outfits I think they've shown when it comes to Spider-Man. I left this one for last because I didn't want to front load all of my favorite ones here. This, to me, is probably one of my favorite ones I've seen this far. Now, this one, guys, if you're comparing it to a comic book source, I mean, one of the things that you will notice in some drawings of Spider-Man Noir, he does have a hat. Unfortunately, for this one, there's no hat for him. But even going without the hat there, obviously one of the differences that I saw, and of course, you're zooming in for this, is the stitching on the head. I mean, like, if you're looking at the stitching, I mean, like, go for it. But otherwise, if you're just looking at the comic book source and then you're looking at this costume, it definitely is like they captured the spirit and the essence of what this suit is. This suit is gorgeous. This suit looks good. And to me, this is Spider-Man Noir within the Avengers universe. And in a lot of ways, it reminds me of Casper Cole's outfit for Black Panther that we have in the game, right? So I think if you like Casper Cole's outfit, you're gonna like Spider-Man Noir, and those two would definitely go together. So if you're playing with someone who has Black Panther, you're playing with your AI, maybe put those two outfits on together and go side by side, because otherwise I think you're missing out on a really cool opportunity here. This one is a very cool outfit, and I really do enjoy kind of the way it looks and everything. This is probably one of the ones that will definitely go in my rotation alongside Classic. This is definitely, depending on, like I said, the rest of the ones that come out, this is definitely like a top 2 right now to the ones we've seen, and ideally it probably remains there. Obviously there's one more outfit that I'm looking for, to make it into that top 3, and I'm sure if you follow my Twitter, you know exactly which one I'm talking about. But if we're just looking at the ones we've seen thus far today, we're looking at Classic and Noir as kind of the top 2, and then Mark III kind of rounding out that top 3 position. So with that being said, guys, those are all the costumes we've seen today on the dev stream. Now, with that being said, let me know what your favorite is, guys. I want to know, out of all the ones you've seen today, what is your favorite? What is the one that you want to wear when Spider-Man drops on the 30th? And once again, guys, with that being said, thank you so much for hanging out over these last few days, obviously with the videos and the attempts to stream. Really appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you guys very soon, hopefully for a video talking about my raid ready characters and what I've done to get ready for the raid. And I'll see you guys next time here in the channel. If you enjoyed this video, you want to see more Avengers content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time here in the channel. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys next time. Later, guys.